All right. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How is everybody tonight? Is it Friday yet? That's funny. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome home, Ed. Your pups sure were happy. Yes, they were. They were definitely happy to have me back here in New York. The weather up here sucks, so I was having a conversation um, with somebody today, and I said I cannot wait to be out of this miserable state full time. Uh, so anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. Sorry to start off on a rant about New York, but that's how it goes. Uh, but anyway, okay. So before we jump into this video, we're going to talk about, and the thing is, I'm going to use this example of what happened in South Africa, and we're going to kind of correlate that in with a lot of other things, and we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about what they say it is, which of course, heaven forbid, right? So anyway, before we get started, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat, no racism, no nastiness, anything like that. Please be kind to one another, and that would be great. If you cannot follow those simple, easy rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue with the blue wrenches, they will boot you out of here because we're just not going to tolerate it. So we're going to have a good chat. We're going to have a good time here. Of course, you would come home to snow. Of course. So I got to tell you, I was driving. You know, I left down there about quarter to 12, and driving. And the temperature was what it was, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, the minute I got into New York, it was snowing, and then it was snowing so freaking hard. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" And in the southern tier of New York, it was just howdy. Um, in the southern tier of New York, I was all over the ground and stuff like that. But it was snowing pretty good here as well when I got home. But it was, it's all gone today. So it's all gone. So that's a good thing. And actually, today was not a bad day for New York. I think we hit 50 today, and the sun was actually out, so that was a good thing. But yeah, but had to come home after take care of some business, and we will be heading back down as soon as I possibly can. But the good news is, I did lose 10 pounds in 3 weeks, which is really good. And you got to remember too, fat or muscle weighs more than fat. So a lot of that fat that I had got turned into muscle. So, but I got a ways to go, and I will continue to lose weight as we continue on because there's still a lot more to do. Now, here's the funny thing that I will tell you guys. Um, so on my way back to New York, I get an email and or a text. I'm sorry, I got a text. We want to deliver your building to you on Friday. Well, obviously Friday I am not going to be in West Virginia, so I had to call the guy today, and we're going to have to reschedule that. So it may be 2 weeks before I get the building, but I'm going to be up here for a week anyway, probably in that range. Not 100% sure yet. I don't know how many days I plan on being in New York, and then I have, like I said, I got a lot of work to do down there. So I'm gonna have to head back down and get back at it and get things squared away. So before we jump into this topic, I just want to kind of address with you what's going to be happening in West Virginia. The site for the new building is all set. It is all set. Basically, he rolls it in there, and then we'll just block it up, and we'll be ready to go when that time comes. Having both of the springs dug out, and again, a big thank you to Brian who brought that equipment down and did that for me. It was very, very kind of him, and it was a tight spot, especially the second spring, was tight trying to get in there. And the first spring was tough to get into because it was, water was overflowing the entire time, and so that whole ground was wet, just because of the overflow. But anyway, I will be working on developing the springs because obviously water is very important, right? We will be having rain catchment systems everywhere as we get like the new building. When the new building goes in, rain catchments will go on that and stuff as well. So slow and steady, we'll get things squared away, But I had no problems with the entryway anymore. Entryway where I don't know what you mean, JJ. Yeah, wet clay is a mother. Yeah, it is. It with the wet clay is definitely a mess. It's difficult to deal with. It is what it is. But it's the who. What is this guy talking about? Where is Gonzo Lira? What is that? I have no idea what that is. That was like the fourth time I've seen that come up, so I have no idea. Main entrance of where, JJ? Oh, in the property? Well, it just kind of depends on the weather, you know. Breaking news: DC is being evacuated. Jen Boyle said. Can anybody else confirm that? Let me look at something, guys, and see what. Why would DC be evacuated? Hold on. I will look real quick. Oh, it says U.S. Capitol Police order evacuation after plane crosses into secure airspace. That's all that is. So parachute demo causes brief evacuation. So it was parachutist. So that's not anything. Okay, so there we are with that. But anyway, so that's all that was parachutist. So I guess they're probably going to get in trouble for that. I'm sure. Um, all right. So anyway, yeah, that's not a big deal. People want to read into things. People want to read things more into what they are sometimes, but that's okay. But yeah, false alarm exactly. Yeah, AOC will say, there will be a statement from AOC, and she'll say something. I was there, and it was very traumatic when she was completely someplace else. Sorry, I can't help it. It's just. But anyhow, no, I'm really excited with everything that we got done. We got a lot of work done in West Virginia. There's still a lot to do down there, of course. It will come together. It's going to come together. It's just going to take time, but a really, really good start on things. Like I said, the next big thing is obviously getting water squared away. But it's so there was a lot of comments about this, and I'm gonna bring this up, and I want to talk about this. Okay, obviously West Virginia gets a good amount of rain. What is with this? What is Vlad K? And there was other person. What the heck are they talking about, guys? What are they talking about? Can somebody enlighten me? Because I have no idea what that is. Yeah, what is that? Journalist in Ukraine, uh, redacted channel said he was kidnapped, tortured, and killed. But okay, you know what? I don't want that on here. So anybody starts putting that nonsense on there, uh, just please remove it. So yeah, that's because I don't, like I said again, it ain't got nothing to do with us, and I don't. Yeah, I don't want to even hear it. So, um, hi, can I help you? I think she might have missed me just a little bit, but American reporter killed. Well, you know what? Then he should have been there, right? You go into a war situation, you're taking your life into your hands. What do you think? Well, I got my press pass. You can't shoot and kill me. Guess what? Happens all the time. So, but what are you doing, baby girl? Usually I'm not letting her climb on me like this, but she has missed her dad. Yes, you did. I know. I know. So anyway, guys, um, so moving forward here, like I said, a lot of talk on the channel about water, right? Oh my God, he needs to do this and he needs to do that. That's probably not a spring. That's just a seep. It's this, that, and the other thing. Well, the one spring over behind the camper, they have been telling me that that thing is running year round all the time. And yeah, we need to concern ourselves with American issues. We got plenty, Jane. We got plenty of American issues that we need to be dealing with. But of course, I'll never deal with that. But anyway, with the water situation, people, oh, well, he needs to do this and he needs to do that and he needs to dig a well and stuff like that. The reality is, if I set it, so, and just putting this out here, if I set up enough rain catchment systems and collect enough water from those springs or seeps or whatever you want to call it, there's water flowing out of them. Okay. And maybe if it's seasonal or whatever the case may be, but if I collect enough water and have enough storage for water, I don't need a well. I would have plenty of water. A good rain will fill everything. So, if I put in a cistern, it would actually be cheaper. Yeah, big mouths can donate to the funds to drill a well. Exactly. Drilling a well is not cheap. And, I may have to go down like 300 feet or better to hit any kind of substantial water from my property because I'm so high up. I'm going to take care of it the way that I want to take care of it. People can do what they want to say or do what they want to do. Rain catchment. If anybody on here has ever washed your hair in rainwater, okay, that is the absolute best way to wash your hair. Absolutely the best way. Now, I wash my hair in rainwater all the time, but no, it's seriously though for the ladies and stuff like that. Um, it is definitely definitely something that's rainwater's the best. So, but I can't wash my hair these days. I'm bald, Trevor. Hey man, it happens, brother. It happens. I've been doing the bald thing for 20 years, so I like it. Never going back. But anyhow, so again, I know we're like 13 minutes into this chat already and I haven't talked about the topic at all. Ed, I have a cistern and wash my hair with it. Makes my hair so soft. Yeah, and it really is a good way to do it. You know, it's really a good way to do it. So, but anyway, however I set myself up in West Virginia, I'm trying to be cost effective, be smart at the same time. If those are springs or seeps or whatever they are, they do produce water, right? So they produce water. I'm going to utilize that water. When it rains, I want to utilize that water. So once I get my building, the first building in, and also I'm going to utilize the battery room roof as well. Um, Right now we have frozen rainwater. Yeah, I hear you. Um, but again, I do want to get a cistern underground. And once I get a cistern underground, I can feed it all into that and then have that water feed all the houses once we get that all set up. And that'll be more than enough for what we need, So that's just where that is. And then, like I said, again, every time it rains, it'll fill everything up. So if I have rain catchment systems, and let's say I end up having 4 to 5 thousand gallons above ground, and then have a big. Ed, have you found things to be much cheaper in West Virginia? Okay, let's talk about this. So, I stopped in Morgantown on the way back to New York, and I got gas in Morgantown, and gas in Morgantown was $3.73 a gallon. Okay, I got back to New York today, or yesterday, and I had to stop today and gas up because I didn't get gas between Morgantown and New York, and I paid 4.29 a gallon here in New York. So, yeah, lots cheaper to be in West Virginia, especially like with gas. Um, The taxes are a lot less in West Virginia as well. So, it's going to be, it's going to be a better situation overall. Right now, like I said, I am just trying to get things set up down there and get things squared away. So, I, like I said, again, short term sacrifice for the long term goal. I will be taking another load of stuff down with me when I go back this time. I'm probably between then in the next week or so after that, I may come back to New York with the trailer and and get another load. So every trip that I make down there, I'm going to empty this house out a little bit at a time. And so I'll tell you what, I already got a lot more room just in this room from what I've taken so far. But it will, like I said, it's going to come together and we're going to get there. When I get back down there, the bulldozer guy is going to come back. He just told me to call him. He's going to leave the bulldozer where it's at for the moment. And he said, just give him a call when I come back. And because I told him I'll probably be back with inside of a week. And we're just going to go from there. We're going to, I'm going to, so people are talking about the hill from the upper meadow to the lower meadow. I plan on widening that and have him bring that way down if he can. So that's going to be worked on. He's got to cut a swale into that upper area. Once he cuts the swale into that, so that when the water's running off the hill, it's going to hit the swale and be diverted and not come to where we're going to have our buildings. That's what the swale is going to be about. Then I'm going to have him work on that from that upper meadow to the lower meadow to make it easier getting in and out. Did you leave your trailer down in West Virginia? Yes, and I will tell you why. Okay. My trailer was in the lower meadow. We had an all day rain on Monday, and it was raining on Tuesday. Because of the way that hill is, and it's all clay and stuff like that at this point in time, and it's deceiving, but it's very steep. Okay. There's no way I would have got my truck down there, got hooked up to that trailer, and got out of there. It just wouldn't have happened. So I had been parking up in the upper meadow because I knew it was going to be raining on Monday, and so that's why I left. You know, After this rain, you got 3 days without. Thank me later. Yeah, I know that the weather's going to get better. So, but you know, it like I said, it's gonna. So unfortunately, I was not able to bring my trailer with me when I came this trip. So I will just load up the back of the truck. I'll get as much stuff into the truck as I can, and and go from there. And then my next trip, when I come back, I'll bring the trailer, and that's why I'll probably make some more trips, just to get as much stuff down as I possibly can. Yeah, it's going to be in the 80s down in West Virginia this weekend. Actually, I think it's going to be 80 here in New York on Sunday. So, but what we're going to do too, and we're going to talk about this for a second. Now, I do want to talk about the topic that the title is, because people are going to be like, "What about the topic?" So, but what we're going to be doing is the garden here in New York. If I don't get an offer by the end of May, let's just say I don't get an offer by the end of May. Um, what we're going to do is we're going to plant something up here. I'm going to be planting something in West Virginia as well, at least potatoes in West Virginia. And so that's going to happen as well. So, it is, and then if we sell, then somebody's going to end up having a nice little garden up here. We're not going to go crazy this year with, up here, but, as far as a garden, because we don't know. I mean, the property could sell, it could not sell. Who knows? I don't know if it's going to sell or not, but, you know, the next year topic, West Virginia. You know what? There's a lot going on down there, and so as we do things down there, you're going to see things developing, and I'm really, really happy that we got as much done as we did. And Ed, I'm glad you're taking Hella with you on your next trip. Yeah, she really missed me. She really, and she's Daddy's girl, so yeah, she's going to definitely go with me. It's a tale of two homesteads. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that one of them is off the books here soon. So that will give me more money to work with down there and get things squared away. If it takes a couple of months, guys, and it doesn't sell for a couple of months, then that's okay, because that gives me time to really get things squared away down there. Hey, Mountain Kiker. And I bought seed potatoes. Can't wait to plant them. Yeah, actually, when excuse me. Thank you very much for that donation, and thank you for letting us know that. When Brian came down with his machine, he brought me a bag of seed potatoes. So I definitely am going to be getting potatoes in down there in the ground. So I do want to enrich the soil a little bit. So I want to get some decent soil. The market is hot. Your property will sell. Well, with the problem with selling the property, Ruger and Hella match made in heaven. We got to hook them up. We got to definitely hook them up. That is for sure. So. Yeah, we just talked about that, Michael Black. It was a false alarm down there. It was skydivers. I do have the P.O. box for West Virginia. I will have to get that. It's actually still sitting in the truck. I still haven't even pulled that out. I've had a lot of things that I've been trying to take care of up here. Tomorrow's going to be another really busy day, taking care of things up here in New York. Like I said, I very few days that I'm going to be here, and I got to get a lot of things squared away. But I'm not doing any improvements in New York. I'll be honest with you. That's not going to happen anymore. That is done. This property is going to be going. So, but yeah. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna work on things in West Virginia. I'm gonna get things squared away. The majority of my time moving forward is going to be West Virginia. So, I need the link to Heather's site. Delilah needs a hat. Okay. JJ, if you would throw up, yeah, the topic is flooding. We're going to get on that, I promise. JJ, if you would throw up Heather's link to her Etsy account because somebody would like to buy a hat for their cat in a hat, right? So, any recommendations for a 2 to 4K inverter, one that really works? It depends on what your system is. If you're going to go with a 48-volt system, I would highly recommend the inverter that I have in West Virginia. If you want to see what that is, there's the account for Heather, guys, for her Etsy account. So I think she will be in here in a little while with Miss Soxy and Randy Rowan. Ed, please explain why I should care about the flooding in Africa. All right, you know what? Okay, let's get into topic here. Okay, I know that I've been completely off topic the entire 22 minutes that we've been on already. So we should probably talk about the topic for a little bit, and then we can go back to talking about whatever else you guys would like to talk about. All right, so let's talk about this topic. So if you guys remember, you probably don't, because I didn't until I read the article. Back in 2009, they were hosting the World Cup in South Africa. And there is the port city of Durban, okay, was hosting this event down in 2009. So what they did out of the central part of the city was basically a shanty town where all the poor people were and where they were all living. So they moved all those people out of that area. And here's the best, you're going to love this. So they moved all those people out of that area because you can't have people coming in for these major tournaments and seeing that part of your city is a cesspool. I mean, heaven forbid that you would see that, right? So what they did is they moved all these folks out to a flood zone area, a flood plain. I'm sorry, where they have a lot of, I know off topic, never exactly. No, we never go off topic. We always stay right on topic. So they moved all these folks out to this floodplain area that's notorious for flooding. They said, you'll be here for 3 months. We're going to give you guys housing and you guys will get into housing. This is back in 2009. Okay. So 13 years later and 4 floods later, they had a catastrophic flood come through that area, destroyed over 4,000 homes. There's been more than 448 people that have died because of the flooding in that whole area because they don't really have much that was completely destroyed, and they like I said, a huge loss of life. And of course the government always has excuses of why they never went on and took care of things. There's not the money. Hey, Helen Matson, thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. So, anyway, there is, so the reason I'm bringing up catastrophic flooding, all right, we've had some flooding here in the United States through recent years, and, it has affected a lot of things. It affected the crops. They remember they had the soybeans in the ground and the wheat, and then the flooding came, and then they had the freeze happen, and just everything got destroyed. That cost those farmers and stuff like that a lot at that point. But with this whole thing here in the port city of Durban there, with the way that they dealt with this, they didn't follow through on their promise to give these people housing, which is no surprise whatsoever because the government realistically, if you realistically look at it, we don't take care of, like, they're not taking care of their people. We don't take care of our people. This is a cycle that happens constantly. They're the throwaway society. People don't care about them. They're considered garbage realistically. You look at somebody, and not everybody. Please don't think that I'm lumping everybody into one category because I am not. But when somebody is, begging or dirty and, unwashed, people have a tendency to look down on them, treat them poorly. You look at all the attacks that happen on homeless people in the United States, it's bad. Made my own grow box for seedlings, gardening big on the prepper list this year. Any plans for a prepper get together in West Virginia? Mary Lapp, yes, I do. I do plan on doing a get together in July in West Virginia. I am not doing it at my property. I will tell you that right now ahead of time. I will figure something out, but we will definitely be doing a prepper get together this year, and it will be in West Virginia. So just letting you know ahead of time. So, but anyway, so you look at how we treat people, okay? And instead of looking at people as human beings and trying to, again, not giving a hand out. And I've talked about this a lot before. I haven't mentioned it in a while. I'm a big believer in a hand up. Okay, you give people, if you give people hope, you give them an opportunity to better their lives and to do something with their lives, and they actually develop a form of self worth instead of feeling worthless. It can make a big difference. You give people that opportunity, and will everybody take advantage of it? Nope, it sure won't. Will some people still live like scumbags? Yep, they sure will. So, I mean, you can't save everybody. That's a point. That's absolutely the truth. But if you give people that opportunity to do something with their lives to make their lives better. I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to give you a great example, and I always like to use myself as an example because I've had an interesting life. So I went back to school at 29, and at 29, I decided I had been working in the nursing field for 5 years as a CNA at that point. So from 24 to 29, I had been working as a CNA, and I decided if I'm going to stay in this field, I'm going to go to school. So I decided to go back to school. Well, I got government loans, right? So the government gave me loans to be able to go back to school. That was not a handout, that was a hand up. So I went to school. I paid every penny of my student loans back. It was a 10-year loan, paid it all back, was able to actually have a career in nursing. I am still a nurse to this point in time. I still have my license. Obviously, I retired 4 years ago. Anybody that watches this channel knows that I retired 4 years ago. But without that opportunity, and this is the point that I'm making, without that opportunity to be able to get those loans, I would not have. I would not have had the opportunity to go back to school because I didn't have the money. So, a hand up is what we need to have in our society. And I will tell you this, I know from, again, personal experience. When I graduated from nursing school and then I took my nursing boards and I got my nursing license, it was the last time I went to my grandfather's grave, okay, 1995. And I went to my grandfather's grave in 1995 and I told him, I said, Gramp, I made it. I'm going to be okay. because I had self-worth. I felt good about myself. I know I could make a decent living, and I was given that opportunity. Very, very grateful for that. Now, I didn't go to college for a class in basket weaving or international relations. I did not go for communications. That's another big one, right? They like to say, "Well, I got a degree in communications." Well, good. Where's that going to get you? Um, you if you get into something like a trade school, plumber, electrician, carpenter, you are never, ever, ever going to be out of work, ever. Heating and ventilation, those type of jobs, they're not the cleanest jobs in the world. They're not as glamorous as other things, but those are careers that you can make a very good living at. Nursing is the same thing. You can make a really nice living. Oh, here we go. And she looks so happy. Let's.
I'm surprised I've kept the hat on her this long.
Oh my goodness.
Let me adjust her little ears.
Oh, she's just delighted. Miss Soxy, what has Heather done to you, baby?
Doesn't she look fabulous, everybody?
Oh, she is styling and profiling with her purple hat on, and she is very happy, as you can see.
She looks gorgeous.
She is. Oh my goodness. She is extreme. Look at this poor cat.
She looks amazing.
And she's not. And the best part is she's not trying to get away. So, guys, if you would like to have a cat hat for your cat,
Made by yours truly.
made by Miss Heather, JJ just put the link up again. And
Poor Sox is already so stressed out.
I know on those cold days, your cat can have a hat. What do you think, Soxy? Do you like your hat? I'll give you back the. She is
Poor
not.
baby.
She is not.
And folks, it's just as easy as that, as taking it off. And see,
You
now
know,
she's
let me
perfectly
show you.
good.
So, what it is you got the ears for the ears. It's got the little chin strap, so it goes under there, and
And you
that's
can just untie that,
and you can
obviously.
just untie that. But that's as easy as that, and it's
And
got
you just
the
have to kind of lightly pull their ears through, and then tie it nice and snug, and it doesn't hurt them at all.
no now a sweater.
Oh
So
my god, Sock, I'm gonna be covered in scratches after all of that.
okay, let me have her now that she has her hat off. Poor Soxy.
Didn't
Oh
she look fabulous?
yes, poor baby. Yes, I know the abuse. So Mrs. Soxy is the most loving cat you ever saw. She picked us. She was at Lollipop Farm, and we were looking for an orange male for Eddie, which is Maximus. Maximus ended up not being Eddie's cat. He is my cat. Um, and so anyway, we were looking, and Miss Soxy was trying to get poked through the cage to get us to pet her, and she
Oh, she's
went.
just pressing herself
Oh,
against
it was
him.
crazy. So we were looking at, we were looking at it, and her sign. She was a year old when we got her, and her sign said the reason that they got rid of her was it said cat needs too much attention. And I'll never forget at the time, I'm like, don't you want a cat that wants attention? Well, I can honestly tell you folks,
She needs a lot of
she
attention.
needs a lot of attention and she
Poor
demands a
baby.
lot of attention. But she is the sweetest cat, and you would never think it, but she is the boss of all the other cats. What's going on?
She's breathing really weird.
Oh,
Oh,
so
she's upset because someone else is getting the attention.
Hella, look at the kitty. Look at the kitty. Oh, that nice kitty. I got upset puppies that somebody else was getting attention. So here you go. I'm gonna give you.
Soxy's such a pretty model.
I don't.
Yes,
Yeah.
she is.
Look at her. This cat. She don't care. She'll. If I sat here and did not pet her for the rest of the stream, and had this cat right here, she would stay just like that. She would not move at all. That's the kind of cat she is. She's a love sponge. She just wants the attention, and that's it. All right, I'll let you take her. Oh, I know.
Oh,
She goes, I was
the
comfortable.
drama.
So anyway, so
Okay, baby.
once again, here's Miss Heather. So Heather, hello. So
Hello.
did you miss your dad?
I did.
Yeah, I miss my girl too. Hey, mountain kayaker. I would not go to college these days with the communist indoctrination. You can get a trade education much faster. And the thing is too, and that's the thing with that. If you go to a trade school, again, they are always like, especially plumbers, guys. I know that like right now, like
Mm.
they can't, they don't have enough plumbers. So if you are willing to work, and see that's a problem I know with a lot of this younger generation. A lot of them don't have that work ethic. Heavy machine operator, learning that type of skill. That's
No,
another one. I got like cat hair all
I
over me
know.
now.
Look at my lap. I just have
I know.
clumps of it.
Um, so, but again, this if you go to the trades and you can make a great living, you're not hugely in debt when you get done, and in less than 4 years, you're making a very very nice living, and you can support your family and yourselves and have some self-respect. And again, you will never be out of work ever. Unfortunately, our younger generation, for the most part, has no work ethic, and I'm not saying all, because I can't lump them all into one category because that's not fair. But a majority, I can definitely say that. Well,
People can also see that they're not being paid the wages that they deserve anywhere across the board. So,
right, but unfortunately, I got like cat hair all over me now. It's just ridiculous. Um, Unfortunately, growing up, I realized, now, so you haven't been in that situation because you've been
mhm.
spoiled.
Yes, I have been.
All right. When I was growing up, if I wanted something,
Mhm.
I had to get a job and go out and get it.
Mhm.
Nobody gave me squat. So that type of work ethic in
Mhm.
the younger generations, and part of it is the parents' fault because we didn't want to have our kids go through what we went through. And that's, so the part of that blame is on us. But I would rather have her life be easier than not have to deal with what I had to deal with and the struggles that I had to go through and to do the things that I had to do. That's just the way it is. And so, there, not that she's like living the life of Riley over here. I mean, she has her chores that she does,
Yeah, I don't ask
um,
for much.
and no, and she's taking care of things, like she's taking care of the animals and the birds and everything else, while I've been gone. And I do appreciate that, and she knows that. And I cannot wait for, everybody to be down in West Virginia as well. And I know she has her apprehensions about going to West Virginia, and we have talked about that. But I think that once she's down there and realize, number one, the weather's going to be better. And for all of you that are going to come out here and say, "Oh my God, but it snows in West Virginia," okay, not like New York, okay, not like New York. So, and the weather's going to be better longer, which will be good for riding,
Mhm.
and so that's big big difference. So anyway, the opportunities are there for people that are willing to work. That's kind of what I'm saying. You know, After things are settled in West Virginia, it'll be different. Yeah, it'll be better. And that's why, like I said, I'm down there now doing what I have to do. I will tell you this: I did take a really nice shower last night, though, because I just been washing up down there, doing what I had to do. But the Southern people are not rude like New York. And you know what? You're 100% right. The every interaction with anybody that I have had in West Virginia has been nothing but decent. A lot of decent people. So I can't complain about anybody that I've dealt with down there at all. So and she'll figure that out once we get down there. She'll
I mean, politically, I don't fit in down there at all.
well,
So it's like they're gonna be nice to you until they find out that you have different views, and then
no,
what?
I don't know. That's not how it is either. That is not how they may agree to disagree. I don't think it's not like where in New York people, if you have a different view than they do, they're going to try to bite your head off. It's not like that down there.
Mhm.
It's different. It really, really is. And you know what? There are people that have your views in West Virginia.
Mhm.
Okay, so
I'm just talking about like how welcoming are they going to be of the LGBTQ or stuff like that I'm
right.
concerned about. But
Well,
we won't talk about here. I know,
right. Yeah.
but
We'll figure all that out. West Virginia is great. Have lived there all my life. Elizabeth Booth said, and I, and I'm looking forward See, Southern more accepting, Heather.
Hmm.
Randy Romine said. She'll see once she gets down there, and there's college towns all around. There's definitely that one town that we went to
Hmm.
with some definitely hipster type of vibe in certain areas. So you'll find your niche.
Hmm.
You'll find your niche. So
What's my niche is up here in New York.
it's not up in New York. We'll see. But anyway, so
Any doggy hats? Maybe. I was thinking about trying out one to put on to Hella.
I do not think that that would go over
I
well.
think she'd be fine. She's a good girl.
Uh, so yeah, Jackie Perez says, "Live and let live." Yep. Just don't go with a chip on your shoulder and preconceived notions. Exactly, and that's exactly the thing. Keep an open mind.
Hmm.
And like I said, I think once she's down there and she settles in, she will realize that it was the right move. She may not think so at the moment. Hello, Hella. Um, but yeah, over time, she'll figure, and we'll see. If you like laid back, slow moving, you will like Southern West Virginia. See, Alan Rice just said that.
Hmm.
Yeah, so and he actually grew up in that town. Alan did, where we went and did our closing for the property. So he's from that area, so he knows. And there's a lot to do too. Um, she wants to be respected. Of course she does. Why not? So yeah, carry an axe, Jade. Heather will fit in fine. Carry an axe, she'll be fine.
Hmm.
Yeah, so if anybody gives her some lip, she'll just throw it at them and get them.
I'll just be hobbling around always like this. They want to mess around with me, so I'll be like, that chick's crazy. What's she doing?
Right. So, but anyhow, so that is, kind of that. Anything you want anything different do you want to add? You want to talk about your channel? Talk about your Etsy stuff real quick.
Okay, well, if you are interested in a hat like this, I have like an option right now on my Etsy that you can custom order it. I have a couple different yarn options that you can see if you go through the photos. And I make them in kitten sizes, like smaller cat sizes, as well as a normal average size cat, like this size. Yeah, until I hear the banjos. Exactly.
Hey, Hunter guy, they accept everyone. They just like freedom, so no one forces their opinion on them. And there you go. And that's a good point. That's what I like to. And I will tell you this. Thank you very much for the donation, Hunter, and I appreciate that. And and thank you for that statement. I already told her as soon as we get to West Virginia and she gets her West Virginia driver's license, Heather will be carrying all the time. So, because she's a little tiny petite thing and she needs to be able to protect herself. So, you know,
I don't currently have a bright pink, but I do have a lighter pink, and I can always go to the store and pick up a bright pink at some point. So just keep your eyes peeled, I guess, on that.
so yeah, we'll see how it'll work out. It'll work. This is what I told Heather. Me and Heather had this conversation. I said, give me a year. You come down there for a year, and if you hate it so much and you think it's horrible, then you can go back to New York. I'm not going back to New York. So, yeah, get a 380 exactly. That's what I was thinking, JJ. It's a nice small gun with enough kick to take care of business. So, yeah, a firearm definitely levels the playing field. But when you said that, Ed, she smiled from ear to ear. Okay, well, she's a good kid. She's a young lady, a young adult, but she will always be my kid. Heather's 20 years old. Yes, she will be 21 in October. So, yeah, I know she looks much younger. Who else looks young?
Yeah.
No, 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 no. That you've been chatting with.
I don't know if she would want her
Uh,
identity out here.
well, you don't have to say who her last name. You can just say her first name.
I've been chatting with a young lady named Hannah that her and her mother want to be a part of the group, I believe.
Yep, they will be.
So, am I thinking about getting my own bike? No, I want to just always relax in the back of somebody else's. I don't want to do any of the work. Are you kidding me? It's so much nicer being
Yeah,
able to sightsee.
Heather looks young too. Yes. So Hannah, who's a very nice young lady that I met, when she came with her mother, I thought Hannah may have been 15 years old. That was my guess when I met them. And Hannah is 23. But her and Heather, they hit it off and they've been chatting ever since. and I think that that's a good thing. They come from similar backgrounds, parents that are preppers, so that is a unique thing. So not a lot of people have to deal with that. So, but Heather will be going back to school at some point, most likely in West Virginia. She will figure out what she wants to do. Look at that. I get the shrug. I know. You'll figure it out.
What if I want to go to Washington State? Something far away. If I get a full ride scholarship,
Yeah,
somebody
well,
far away.
then good luck, and I'll shake your hand and say we'll see you later.
Yeah, but I'll be calling on the 21st. Hey, Dad,
Yeah, right.
you're wiring that to
Dad,
my account, right?
give me some money. So, Hannah is enjoying getting to know you. It's a lot to deal with us prepping parents. Yes. Yeah, so.
I know. I try and message her when I can. I get so caught up in my head, and I'm not looking at my phone. I'm just working on my projects or whatever. So I answer when I remember to. So I'm sorry.
All right, so it is that time. So
Alrighty, well, I'll head out then.
all right, all right.
But
Well,
you're
thank you.
interested in a hat again.
And she's still making jewelry as well, so that
Maybe
is
I'll have stuff
also
up soon.
yeah, that's also available. So, all right, so
Alright.
all right, thank you for stopping in, young lady.
Yep, and there's Soxy waiting.
Yeah, Soxy's waiting. She's like, "What are we doing?" So anyway, before we go into the egg count here again, I'm going to ask for another thumbs up if you have not done so yet. Please show to show support for the channel. I would appreciate that. Also, it really does make a difference with the algorithms, and thank you for doing that as well. So what we're doing is with the egg count, how many eggs, and yes or no did thick neck lay today. So give you guys a moment to get your guesses up here, and then we will go on. So it's yes or no, and how many eggs? I will give you guys a moment. Okay. Nobody's 100% right, but two of you have the egg count right. Awesome Sauce and Morning Light have the egg count right, but they were wrong on thick neck. We ended up with 12 eggs today, so they got that part right. Nobody else said 12 eggs. And no, thick neck did not lay today because she laid yesterday, so she did not lay today. But we had a dozen. It was a really nice sunny day today, and I did go and spoil them today, and I picked up the girls some mealworms, and so they were happy about that. And so I have a grand total of 16 hens. So with 12 of them laying, and then thick neck not laying, that's at least 13 generally that are laying, which means that I maybe have 3 hens that are not laying anymore, and that's okay, you know. So, but so yes, so I went down and you're gonna love this. So the mealworms for a 5 pound bag of mealworms is normally $40. And it was on sale for 35. Hey, mountain kayaker, even the liberals here in California hate the left policies here. I was a liberal back in the day, but we believed in free speech and tolerance for all parties. Well, I think that's what. Thank you so much for that statement, and thank you very much for the donation as well. I think that's how it should be for everybody. We should be tolerant of each other. We should agree to disagree. You can have your views, I can have my views, and still have respect for each other. Unfortunately, in the political climate that we have today, there's so much, you know, strife and people trying to push their will on other people and trying to impose what they think is right or not right, and I think that that's wrong. um it's just like, and I know it's a very touchy topic, but I'm not gonna make a statement on it other than the fact that I believe, and it's strictly my opinion, um No, I'm not even going to touch that. I'm not going to touch it because there's a couple things you shouldn't touch. So that's one of them, and I'm not going to touch that. But because it's such a hotbed topic that people are so galvanized in their thought process that if you disagree with them, then you're horrible. So I'm not going to even touch it. But it's just we should be respecting each other. We should be able to agree to disagree, and I think that that's important. But it's I just like I said, I get it's weird because I'm more conservative. I definitely am right leaning. I'm not going to lie about that, but I absolutely have some liberal views as well. Does that make me a liberal? And no, but it's just again, I could look. So an example of that, I'm going to give you an example of that. I don't care who you sleep with. If it's two men, it's two women. It is whatever you identify in this society that we have today. As long as it's two consenting adults, it's nobody's business. I could care less who you decide to bed down with. It has nothing to do with me, doesn't affect me, at all. And I don't care. So I know that that is more of a liberal mindset, but who am I? And this is the way, this is my thought. Who am I to judge somebody? Who am I to judge somebody? And that's where I come off with that. That would make you a libertarian, Ed. Yeah, probably more of a libertarian. I believe in freedom. I believe in the Second Amendment, 100%. As far as that goes, those things, and that's obviously more conservative mindset. So, I believe people should be treated with respect and dignity. I don't think people should be looked down on because their circumstances in their life brought them to a certain point. Now, and I will tell you this, being in the nursing field for as many years as I've been in the nursing field, I've seen a lot of addiction. And I can honestly tell you this, it is not a disease. Okay. I hate that when people say, oh, it's a disease. It's not my fault. It's 100% your fault. If you are a drug addict or you are an alcoholic or if you are a smoker, that is an addiction. Okay. That is not a disease. And I don't care what you come up with to say, tell me it's a disease. I'll never buy it. It's a choice. That is absolutely 100% a choice. You either do it or you don't. I have, because of what I've dealt with in my life and the things that I have seen, I have empathy, zero empathy for drug addicts, none, because you do it to yourself. You destroy your families. You kill relationships. You mess up your children. Foodaholics as well. Absolutely, absolutely. When you see these shows, my 600-pound life, how do you let yourself even get remotely to that state? I don't understand it. I really don't. And you can't tell me, and you know, you can't tell me you know, that you feel good if you're 400 pounds and you can hardly walk around and all that type of stuff. That's nonsense. These heavy models that go out there and said, you're body shaming me and it's not right and I feel fantastic and stuff like that. No, you don't. Because I'm going to tell you what, 230 over the winter. Okay. I peaked out at 230 over the winter. I felt like crap, complete crap. And I hated it. And that's only at 230 pounds at 6 foot tall. So if I was 400 pounds, how much worse would I feel? And I'm not judging people. So please don't think that I'm judging anybody, but it's all about choices. You see this thing here? If you shut it and don't put food in it, you're going to lose weight, right? If you stay away from, like I said, my weakness is sweets. Um, you know, yeah, sexuality should not be forced on 5-year-olds. That I agree with 100%. They should not be teaching that type of stuff at that age. I definitely don't believe. I don't think that is something you don't need to have. And like I said, and again, this is something this is my own personal feeling. I don't think drag queens should be coming to the kindergarten class and reading stories to kindergartners. I don't. I don't see how that is a good thing in any way, shape, or form. It just ends up um, more questions. You know what I mean? So it's. Julius Newman, I'm 6'2" and 210 and I feel chunky. Well, I'm gonna tell you, like I said, I'm on that journey to lose weight again and being more active with what I'm doing down in West Virginia. I feel better already. And again, two things were gonna happen. Two things were gonna happen. Either I'm gonna be face down in that field dead, or I'm gonna get skinny by the end of the year. And skinny may be relative, like 190. Well, if I got to 190, I would be ecstatic. That would be fantastic. But I'm just being active. I'm doing things. Staying in motion. I think that's the key with a lot of things. So, but I definitely feel the difference. With the weight that I've lost already. John, who is part of the group, uh, he told me he went to the doctors and he's lost like 6 pounds himself because he's been active and walking around and walking in those mountains down there. And he said he even feels better. And his doctor's like, you look great. So, I mean, this is what happens. So, real quick, guys, I do want to. One of the things that I want to tell you real quick, I'm doing that sale right now with the Legacy Freeze Dried Foods. At the end of this month, the prices are increasing as of May 1st. So May 1st, the prices of the Legacy Freeze Dried Food will be going up. Okay. Uh, when it goes up, that nothing I can do about it. I have to do it. That's the company says they go up. So I'm doing a 20% off sale right now while the prices are where they're at for you guys. So if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it'll drop down. You'll see Legacy Foods. You click on that. What we have available is there. Definitely take advantage of that. When you check out, make sure you use the discount code Spring Sale 2022 and you will save 20%. So definitely take advantage of that. Also, again, on my website, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. So if you go there again, you'll see the Forefathers organic logo. You click on that, it will take you to their store. When you're over there, if you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, um, if you decide to make that purchase, make sure you use a discount code PrepperNurse1 on their website to save 15% on your purchase. The last thing I want to mention is on my website, we have the Prepper Nurse 1 community, which is a resource for you guys to connect with like-minded people in your area. So you do have to register, but there's no credit card information is asked. Once you're in, check it out. Uh, Find people, read the message boards, check out people in your state or your country, and go from there. So there we are. So wanted to just get that out of the way and tell you about that. Tony says, I'm the same weight now as I was in 1969 and I'm 72. Some people are like that. I'll tell you right now, and I've been very, very upfront. I like my sweets. That's my weakness. That's my downfall. Now, when I was a kid, and I worked out all the time, and I was super, super active, I could eat whatever I want and never gain weight. Obviously, you get older, you start slowing down. You got to work for a living. You got to take care of your families. The weight comes on. I know that when I went to nursing school, in 1 year, when I started nursing school, I went from 172 to 192. It happens, but I was sitting around, I was studying all the time, focusing on school. And I've bounced around a little bit. I was down to like 185 at one point, and then, then the weight came back. So, but that's one of the things why I won't miss New York. Uh, in New York, the weather here, is just not conducive to getting out and being active and doing things. And the seasons in West Virginia, that's why that's the way I am now. I work too much and never gain weight. Well, and I'll tell you what, and I find that the thing is when I'm in West Virginia and I've been really really busy. Next thing I know, I haven't eaten all day, or if we got together with a group, we were having breakfast and stuff, and then maybe I don't eat again until dinner time. It just really depends. But I'm not thinking about eating. I'm not sitting around and eating because of boredom. Why are you rubbing your face on me? Why are you doing that? So, but yeah, especially if you're not a winter sport lover. Yeah, I'm not going to be out snowmobiling. I'm not going to be out skiing. I'm not going to cross country ski. None of those things are going to happen. What are you doing? She's such a baby. Such a good girl. So, but yeah, the weather sucks. It's too cold up here, and we try to survive the winters and wait for warm weather. So, like I said, I've been in West Virginia for 3 weeks. Relatively, the weather's been pretty decent down there. I have been able to get a lot done, and have been very active. Just don't eat garbage. Don't work like that. The garbage tastes good, Life Force. The garbage tastes good. Um, so anyway, the bacon and eggs was great. Yeah, absolutely. We were cooking bacon and eggs over the fire, guys. Outside, it was awesome, and they were homegrown eggs. Mark had brought some down, and plus I had some of my own that I had brought down from up here. I'm just goofing with the dog, so sorry. Um, but anyway, so let's do. I'm sorry. We like talked about the topic for just a moment, but we hopefully we've had a good conversation with everything else too. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It happens. So, but any no, it's a choice. All these things are a choice. I and as somebody that partied really really hard back in the day, and I partied, I had a good time. I'm not gonna lie. I made a choice at one point, and I said no more. And what I wanted to do, what I wanted to accomplish, I couldn't be wasted all the time. And then the hangovers, when they got to a point where as you get older, they suck a whole lot more. So I'll have a couple beers. I'm good with that, and that's where I'm at. I mean, if I start myself, if I feel I'm starting to catch a buzz, I stop because I'm not looking to get hammered. So, but again, it's a choice. So I get really tired when people say that it's a disease. No, sorry. So, and if you disagree, that's great. We can agree to disagree. But you know what? Being in the medical field, I may have a little bit of a better insight than a lot of people. So anyway, we can disagree. We can agree to disagree, but you would still be wrong. Oh. All right. So we have Bizariza Jizza, who has his Carrington Chronicles. So let's give him some support. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks as well. Let's show him some support. We have my buddy up in Canada who is now posting videos again. So Icky Can. So definitely check him out. Asif says, I agree to agree. I like that. I like that, Asif. That's awesome. Thank you very much for the donation. So, but anyway, also we have Sean James with the Sean James channel and my Self Reliance up in Canada. He's got an awesome channel, so let's definitely show him some support. We have Canadian Prepper up in Canada as well. We also have Alaskan Prepper, who is amazing, really, really down to earth. Alaskan Granny is also awesome. We have Doug and Stacy, who are amazing as well. There's Pinball Preparedness. You have Green Greg's is awesome. You have Magic Prepper in North Dakota, North Shore Preparedness, also up in Canada, the Nomadic Movement down in Panama. You have the Green Dream Project out in Arizona. You have Kyle's Cabin up in Minnesota. You have Bush Radical and his wife, Girl in the Woods. They are amazing as well. And then also you have Gray Man Prepping. There is Survival Lily. You have Corporal's Corner. There is also Bjorn Hansen is another really good channel. There is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. There's Adapt 2030. You have Marfugal News out on the West Coast in Seattle. Adam and Dax are doing awesome things out there. Angry Prepper down in New York City, of course. We cannot forget Jason. Awesome, awesome dude as well. Ryan Hawley All. Love him. And for the weatherman, he's awesome. Also, you have Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands in La Palma. You have Boss of the Swamp. He's been on quite a while, been doing it for a long time. He's a really good channel as well. So there's Black Conservative Patriot. Yep, there's him. Wranglestar. Cody recovering from the broken leg now. So that's got to suck pretty hard for him. because I know he's a really active guy. So that's not going to be a whole lot of fun. Simple Life Reclaimed. Yes, they're a really, really good channel as well. You have Deep South Homestead as well. You have St. Bernard Acres with Joe. And let's try to think who else? Bear Independent. Um, the Uneducated Economist. There is, God, I'm going blank here. I've already said a whole bunch, but I'm still going blank. A lot of great channels. City Prepping, City, he's real good. You have the Needy Homesteader. I like them. Viking Preparedness with Pastor Joe Fox. Southern Prepper One. I believe I might have said him earlier. I don't know if I did or not. But Doug and Stacy. I don't know if I said them or not either. But there's a lot of great channels out there. There's a lot of great information out there. We should all be supporting each other. There's no doubt about that. I think that that is a good thing. And, there's a lot of different viewpoints. Looking at different viewpoints, I think, is a really good thing as well. So, all right. So that is going to be it. Thank you, PN1, for leading people to knowledge. Unforce, unforce, un, Unfortunately, yes. Well, that's it is what it is. So, but thank you for saying that. I do appreciate that. So, but anyway, so like I said, that's it for the shout outs for right now. There's, like I said, again, we should be all supporting each other anyway. I think that that is a good thing. There's a lot of great channels, a lot of great information. So, Ed talks, we listen and sass him back. And and here's the thing, guys. I love a good debate. Absolutely love a good debate, as long as it's done with mutual respect. When people, people will say, "Well, Ed can't take constructive criticism." That's not true. I have no problem with constructive criticism. If somebody wants to debate me in a decent way, I got no problem with that at all. None whatsoever. But when people want to attack and tell you you're an idiot and and all this type of stuff, and again, everybody's got different views. And my favorite thing that I like to say to people, especially when they say, like with what I'm doing in West Virginia, all right, it's not my first rodeo. Not like when I came here to into the property here in New York. I had no idea what I was doing, and I learned on the fly. I would encourage you to learn from my mistakes. What I'm doing in West Virginia, I don't feel like I've made any mistakes. I am working on getting things squared away. I'm trying to, what you have to understand is at some point we are going to get an offer on this property in New York, and then we're going to have a 4 to 6 week window to not only pack up everything here in New York and move it to West Virginia, but where are we putting it all in West Virginia? So this last 3 weeks that I've been down in West Virginia, getting the shipping container in there. And that will be going back in on the property. So when people talked about that and they said you shouldn't leave it on the road, people will either break into it or they will steal the entire shipping container. I listened to that because that's good advice. I have no problem with that. So I will be moving that shipping container back into my property. People are not going to see that back there. So it's a very good advice, and so absolutely I took it. I have the first building that's going to be coming in there. It's another place to be able to store stuff. So when we have to get out of here, out of New York, we're going to have an area to put stuff. I had to have the bulldozer guy come in and flatten out an area because it's very hilly in West Virginia and there's not a lot of flat areas. So you have to create them. And so that is an important step in what we're doing as well. Getting the solar set up, getting the battery room built. And I wanted to make sure the battery room was built the right way because we will get winter in West Virginia. So I want to make sure that it's going to be warm enough. I want to make sure that it's squared away. I wanted to make sure that, it's going to protect the batteries because your batteries are the lifeblood of your solar system. So, those are all things, and it's steps. Things have to be done. Water is highly important. Water has to be one of those steps. So before we left, obviously we dug out both of the springs. When I go back to West Virginia, I will be working on those, but you know, it's it takes time. It takes money. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen for free. Um, I can honestly say I've had a lot of great people that have come down and given a helping hand, and that has been huge, huge, because they didn't have to do that, you know. And you guys watch those videos, you will see. Ronnie came down and volunteered his time and did, and all that. You had, Rob came in and with a zero turn mower and cut the upper and lower meadow. He didn't have to do that, but he did it. You know what I mean? And so with Brian coming in with the mini excavator and doing everything he didn't have to do that, but he did it, and he did it for free. So anybody that wants to complain and say, "Well, you should do this or you should do that or you should do the other thing," you know, I look forward, and here's what I would say to those people. I look forward to seeing your videos on how to do it the right way, right? But guess what, folks? There won't be any of those videos because all those people like to do is complain. That's all they want to do. They want to complain and say that you should do this or you should do that or you should do it the other way. I'm trying to take care of everything at once. I'm trying to continue to make sure that I can come back here, uh, take care of the things that I need to take care of in New York, and why not cut a new road from the upper and lower meadow past those trees less steep? That's what we're going to be doing, Charles. When I go back down, when the bulldozer guy comes back, you're going to see that road from the upper meadow to the lower meadow is going to be taken care of. So, you know, but that's it's going to work out. It'll there's a game plan. Trust me. He's going to be coming back. I got more work for him. He basically said, "I'll do whatever you want to do until you run out of money." So these are things again. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen as it happens. I do have money set aside for the bulldozer guy to do more work for me, and so I'm going to have him do more work. I still have to have road work done. I have to get a bunch of stone in there, and that's going to take time, and that takes money. So, it will come together. Um, New York did not happen overnight here. We've been here 7 years, so I'm starting with absolutely raw land down in West Virginia, just like I did here in New York. This was raw land. So it's going to take time. Things have to be done. There has to be a game plan. I have a game plan. It's coming together way better than I would have ever anticipated. I am absolutely farther ahead than I thought I would be at this point, and it's because also of the help of awesome people. So, and like I said, we'll get there. I don't sweat it. I really don't. It's going to happen. And that's it. That's how it's going to go. So anyway, um, we are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. We are a huge family. Where is everybody from tonight? You know, So where is everybody from? We got Connecticut in the house, Christmas Valley, Oregon, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Raleigh, North Carolina, Keating, Ohio, upstate South Carolina. Hey, Asif. We have Maine, Franklin County, Ohio, Pennsylvania Wilds, Michigan, BC, Canada, Erin, Tennessee, Waterloo, New York, Fort Worth, Texas, Central Missouri, Memphis, Tennessee, Southeast English. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back there. I absolutely missed that one. I want to make sure I say that one right. Southeast England in the UK. Thank you very much, Vale, for being here. Central Missouri, Memphis, Tennessee. We have College Station, Texas, Georgia in the mountains, California, Sacramento, Missouri, Massachusetts, Buffalo, North Georgia. We have Western New York, Western Kentucky, Western Iowa, Michigan, Sierra Nevada mountains, very nice. Silver Springs, Florida, ex New Yorker, now in South Carolina. Good for you for getting out. Central Iowa, Campbell, Missouri, Northwest Ohio, Southwest Oklahoma, Claremont, New Hampshire, Inverness, Florida. Clyde, how you doing tonight, buddy? I hope you guys are doing well down there. Clarksville, Tennessee. We have Wisconsin in the house, Ulster Park, New York, Northeast Texas, Leesburg, Florida. No Philip tonight. No, He's usually either here Friday or Sunday. We have Southwest Arkansas, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Palm Beach in Florida. So again, guys, we are all over the place. We're a huge network of people. We are the ones that really truly can make a difference. We can make a difference now, and we can make a difference when the time comes. We have, let's see, Southwest Arkansas, Buckeye transplant to Eastern Kentucky. Nothing wrong with that. Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Southeast West Virginia with Alan Rice. Um, Nowhere Oklahoma's not in tonight. I know. I guess they're not here either. Georgia's in the house. But I'm going to tell you what. There are anybody, and this is a fact. Anybody that can afford it is getting out of the northern states, uh, and that's it. The taxes are too high. People, well, especially California and especially New York. If anybody can afford to get out of here, they're getting out of here. We have North Queensland on Australia. Deborah, glad to have you here. We have Surprise, Arizona's also in the house. So again, we have that opportunity to get out. If you can get out, get out. I highly recommend it. I cannot wait to say that I live in West Virginia full time and put New York in a distant rearview mirror and not have to deal with the crap in New York anymore. It's going to make life better. And again, the older I get, the more I hate the weather and everything else that goes along with it. So I will be very, very happy to not be here. So anyway, so that is that. But again, just do what you can do. Must have been early. I left Ohio 30 years ago. And you know what? I'll tell you what. I went down to North Carolina at 27 with no intention of ever coming back to New York. I was down there for a year, and there was family issues that I needed to come back to New York, and so I had to come back. And then you get married and you have kids, and the next thing you know, 30 years goes by. So, hey, Asif, my niece and her family moved from California to Texas. Oh, that's awesome. Glad to hear that. Yeah, Texas is getting a lot of people coming in, especially from California. But here's the sad part. Okay, a lot of times a lot of those folks, and not all, let's not put everybody into one category. I hate to do that. A lot of those left-leaning folks, they vote those crappy policies into their states like California, and then when things get too expensive, they leave, right? And then what do? They go to a new state like Texas and vote the same way they voted in California or New York. Doesn't make any kind of sense to me. If you hated the way that the taxes were and all those things, why would you go someplace else and try to vote the same way to do it again? It doesn't make any kind of sense. So, but yeah, so it just to each their own. Live your lives. Try to treat each other with respect. I think that's really important. So first of all, guys, I do want to thank all my moderators who do an absolutely wonderful job keeping the chat clean, and that we're very much appreciated, and then they take their time and they volunteer to be here, and it does mean a lot to me, and I really do appreciate that. So remember the reason why you left and not vote the same crap into our states. LOL. Exactly. That's exactly it. It doesn't make any kind of sense to me, but that's what people happen. Sophie's from Costa Rica. Well, welcome, Sophie. Glad to have you here. So, also, guys, thank all of you for being here. I do appreciate that. Uh, definite definition of insanity: voting again the same way and expecting different results. Right? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, the other definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So thank you very much, Asa, for the donation, and thank you for the statement as well. But again, just like I said, I appreciate you all, and I appreciate the support on the channel. It means a lot, and we have a lot of fun. I've been enjoying doing this. I hope you're enjoying the journey in West Virginia and seeing what we're doing down there as we develop things in West Virginia. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, Mac, thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. So anyway, guys, remember, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we are going to be in much, much better shape. We have to stop letting them divide us over race, religion, political affiliation, the vaxxed, the unvaxxed. All these things are tools used to keep us divided, to keep us fighting amongst each other. And I don't think the whole thing with this whole thing is over yet, not by a long shot. There's another round of that coming, so be ready for that as well. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Also, guys, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important to tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. All right. Also, remember, guys, STD, step thing and day, really, really important. Whatever you're trying to do in life, whatever you're trying to accomplish, one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. It doesn't have to be about prepping. It doesn't have to be about being off grid. It's whatever you are trying to do to achieve a goal that you have set. Set realistic goals and then set about to making them happen. And you know what happens? They get done. Now you got to set a new goal. That's an awesome feeling, and it's how we get things done. And that's how we should all be living our life. So it's really important to follow that mantra. It's a great mantra. People think that it's crazy, but it works, and you don't forget it. And that's the cool thing, too. Stay safe. Be good, everybody. I will see you all on the next one. I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you all have a great day. Prepper Nurse One, out for now.